Hello, everybody. Welcome to We Need Mining, Mining Needs You, the final webinar of the Mining Needs You virtual career fair. I hope everybody's been enjoying the virtual event, speaking to lots of recruiters at the various different exhibit hall booths and finding it quite beneficial. I'm William Meyer. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at the Mining Industry Human Resources Council, otherwise known as MiHR. And with me is MiHR's Director of Inclusion and Career Development, Leslie Woolcott. We'll be discussing MiHR's National Youth Career Awareness Strategy, some career-related materials stemming from that strategy, and work-integrated learning and job placement opportunities that can help students integrate into the mining industry. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that while we're meeting through this virtual platform from places all across the country, that I'm speaking to you from Ottawa, Ontario, which is traditional unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people, and I'm grateful to be here with you today. I'm also happy to be able to present some of the career awareness materials MiHR has developed to showcase why we need mining, i.e. the industry's benefits and the benefits of working in the industry. So first up, I'll just speak a little bit, give a high-level overview about MiHR. MiHR is a national not-for-profit organization. We lead collaboration across the sector to understand labor market trends, identify opportunities, and develop solutions. Our vision is for an inclusive, skilled, and sustainable Canadian mining workforce that anticipates and adapts to volatility and innovation. MiHR is Canada's knowledge center for mining labor market information. So naturally, our first strategic priority focuses on LMI for the industry. Our other priorities focus on inclusion, diversity, and career development initiatives, which falls under the work of Leslie and her team. And then we have national occupational standards, workforce development and training, and strategic engagement and partnerships. And the final one is exemplified by this very career fair, which MiHR is hosting with PDAC, the Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada, and CIM, the Canadian Institute of Mining, Metallurgy, and Petroleum. MiHR also currently has a 13-person board of directors from industry, labor, and education, as shown via the logos on the screen. And there are over 250 industry volunteers involved with MiHR's programs through various committees and other work. And one last thing on MiHR itself, this year happens to be MiHR's 25th anniversary. And to commemorate this milestone, we launched a new scholarship program for post-secondary students in mining-related programs. MiHR is awarding 10 $2,500 scholarships over 5 years to promote mining career awareness. So 25 years, $25,000 in scholarships. Sitting within the We Need Mining, Mining Needs You theme, applicants provide a short video to explain why they chose a mining education and why mining is a good fit for them. We're looking forward to very soon announcing our first 2 recipients, and we thank all the students that submitted an application during this inaugural year of MiHR's new scholarship program. If any of you watching today are in a post-secondary program related to mining, you can go to mihr.ca, MiHR.ca, or miningneedsyou.ca for full scholarship program details and the official application form. On the mihr.ca website, you can also find more information about MiHR and its various programs. So with that introduction out of the way, I'm going to pass things over to Leslie, who will go over the development of our career awareness strategy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have this time with you this afternoon. It's my pleasure to talk to you about the National Youth Mining Career Awareness Strategy that was launched in the spring of this year. We developed that strategy by following a number of critical steps, which are outlined on this slide, and I'll walk you through those a little bit. We originated working with National Resources Canada in developing a little bit of a blueprint, which set out with a baseline of research and also a little bit of a map of how we would go about developing a career awareness strategy if the opportunity arose. So that blueprint kind of charted out the approach that we would take to the development of a strategy. When the opportunity arose through resourcing coming from Natural Resources Canada, we set about the important task of mapping stakeholders who would have influence and impact in terms of the implementation of the strategy and in terms of providing input to the strategy. And so we could see through the stakeholder mapping process, the stakeholders who were already involved with the mining sector, stakeholders who were maybe starting to get involved, and those who were working on the periphery, but with whom MiHR could collaborate, with whom the sector could collaborate in moving the career awareness strategy forward. Then we did an inventory of relevant research to understand more about career awareness, how to present sectors in ways that are meaningful and helpful for folks on a career awareness and career development path. And so that was some important baseline research that augmented to the research that had been done through the blueprint. And then we engaged with Abacus data to have some polling done amongst youth across the country from coast to coast to coast, asking youth about their perceptions of mining and trying to understand how youth perceive mining, but also how we may be able to affect these youth perceptions of mining as the mining sector changes and evolves. And so that the culmination of all of these efforts resulted in the national strategy, which was drafted and then run through for input and comment by our national consortium of stakeholders, resulting in our final career awareness strategy, which is available on MiHR's website at mihr.ca. On to the next slide, please, Will. So this slide gives an overview of some of the information coming out of the polling data that I indicated to you. Youth between the ages of 15 and 30 were polled in December of last year. And this slide gives a sense of the sectors where youth indicated they were likely to work. And you can see healthcare and the high-tech sector are sitting at the top, and oil and gas are sitting at the bottom of this chart. What's significant, I think, about this is that it tells us that we certainly have work to do in terms of mining, but it also the data begs important questions in terms of what do people understand about mining and the evolving mining sector, but also where are there possibilities for influencing perceptions. And we learned through the data process that there are some avenues that are not necessarily going explored, and making some links to elements of contribution to environment, the kind of lifestyles and livelihood that people can enjoy through involvement in the mining sector, and understanding the links to, for example, things like the high-tech sector as the sector automates, and also the opportunities for adventure in people's day-to-day lives that the sector offers. On to the next slide, Will. Thanks. So again, as with the other information, the polling data fed into the development of the National Mining Career Awareness Strategy. And this slide gives a little bit of a high-level overview of the key elements that went into the development of the strategy. And really what we were looking to do was to frame the strategy for the evolving and changing mining sector. And you can see that our key themes that we are applying and integrating throughout the strategy are transformation, innovation, and diversity. And our vision is a very comprehensive vision and a very practical vision. And it's relevant to the evolving workforce and relevant to the changes that we're seeing in society today. And that's critical. And the principles underlying the key strategic areas identified in the career awareness strategy: empowerment, equity, diversity and inclusion, innovation, collaboration, and that our efforts be evidence-based, are not only helpful in terms of implementing the strategy, but also ensuring that its relevance and its utility for the sector and for society at large. On to the next, Will. This slide depicts some of the high-level strategic directions that are identified in the National Mining Career Awareness Strategy. You can see efforts that are practical and oriented to career awareness activities that are focused on youth across the country, elements that are important in terms of influencing people's ideas and perceptions of the mining sector as the mining sector evolves, and the mining sector is attentive to things, attentive and aware of things like the ESG requirements and ESG, not only compliance, but ESG, following the spirit of environmental and social governance principles. Other elements like being integrative in our approaches so that there is information available, for example, in public education curriculum resources to help people become aware of the mining sector and its involvement and relevance to society and the opportunities that exist in terms of careers. That we continue to undertake collaborative relationships and partnerships that support the handshake between industry and post-secondary education, and understand how these partnerships can inform not only learning, but research and effective implementation of research. Mm-hmm. And lastly, we want to ensure that the mining sector continues to evolve as society evolves, and so that we are attentive to the needs of underrepresented groups and ensuring that there's adherence and respect for equity, diversity, and inclusion within the sector. Next slide, Will. I think it's over to you.
Yes, I think it is. Thank you very much, Leslie. So, stemming from the development of the national strategy that Leslie just went through, looking to action some of those action items, earlier this year, we launched a mining career awareness career path, and you'll see that some of those elements Leslie just talked about are included within this campaign. The campaign is anchored with a new website with a corresponding social media campaign. And here on screen is one of the images from the website homepage, which I've already mentioned, miningneedsyou.ca. So the campaign itself, the campaign goals are to raise awareness and the profile of mining, support leadership and HR efforts, and make mining a career of choice for students. We want to change the negative perceptions, as you saw from the polling data that Leslie just showed you. So that high school and post-secondary students look seriously at mining-related programs when they choose their education, and for Canadians to reconsider mining's value. The national polling that Leslie touched on showed us some of the factors that youth choose a career for include good pay, a work-life balance, fulfilling, challenging work, exciting work. It also showed that they would not consider working in mining due to negative perceptions around safety, the environment, and work being too dirty. So our campaign's responsive messaging therefore focuses on the innovative technologies mining companies are using to create safer workplaces, the work being done to reduce environmental impacts of mining, the different skill sets required for workers in various aspects of mining, such as engineering, IT, communications, financial analysis, and more, and how mining is essential to a low carbon economy and delivers materials needed to power our digital age. The campaign's visual approach, the supporting visual approach, is modern, welcoming, and includes a diversity of people. So that leads me into who works in mining. From skilled trades to engineering, geoscience, computing, robotics, environmental or social work. There's lots of other areas in mining. There's a career for anyone in mining. There's over 120 occupations in the industry, and the Mining Needs You website showcases around 50 common occupations, the benefits of working in the industry, and how to get started in mining. As mentioned, people are drawn to the industry due to the interesting and exciting work, the high-paying jobs, cutting-edge technology. So we're featuring that throughout the campaign. However, the negative perceptions and the fact that, at this career fair's opening webinar, our director of LMI covered issues surrounding the current tight labor market and the need for workers. So the industry can't thrive without the efforts and perspectives of all demographics. And it's serious about increasing diversity and has created initiatives that are moving the needle on inclusion. The industry needs to tap into the complete labor pool available. And in fact, the Mining Association of Canada and its members, which include, I believe, 45 of Canada's leading mining companies, released a formal statement in 2020 denouncing all forms of discrimination, racism, and sexism, and committed to actions to eliminate them in Canada's mining industry. MiHR has since launched 2 e-learning programs, intercultural awareness training and Indigenous awareness training. The intercultural awareness training promotes intercultural competencies that are critical to our changing industry and strategies that help attract, integrate, and retain a more diverse workforce. It's available in 2 formats. It broadens mining stakeholders' understanding of the value of inclusive and diverse workplaces, helps drive change, encourages integration of more new Canadians within the mining sector. And our free Indigenous awareness training provides an introduction to Indigenous values, histories, peoples, and experiences. And learners who take the training can reflect on their understanding of Indigenous histories, peoples, and the vital roles that we may all play to advance reconciliation in Canada. The training can also increase awareness and the ability to build respectful relationships with Indigenous peoples in communities, as well as in the mining workplace and the supply chain. So you can check out the training at mihr.ca. You can see Mac's formal statement. It's available on their website at mining.ca, and we also have it on the miningneedsyou.ca website. And that website also includes an interactive career pathway. And this career pathway enables users to select career options, see where these positions might lead. We're currently undergoing a project to enhance this pathway. We're going to be adding a career self-assessment feature to assist users determine where they best fit into mining. The current pathway as is also shows a snapshot of each job description, like the jobs you see here on your screen. That links to a full job description webpage, which are also available in a full career book format. And the career book itself is downloadable from the site, includes a lot of the information that's on the website as a whole, and the complete job profiles. And these profiles in the workbook or in the career book are also being updated with several new profiles of emerging professions to be added to provide a greater snapshot of the opportunities available in mining. So those updates to the pathway and to the career book and the profiles scheduled to be completed by April of next year. So then where do we go from here? Well, during my introduction at the beginning of this webinar, I said that MiHR's mission is to lead collaboration across Canada's mining sector. We developed the National Youth Career Awareness Strategy and the We Need Mining, Mining Needs You campaign in consultation with stakeholders, as Leslie mentioned, as well as with youth. Naturally, we want to grow the campaign in collaboration with industry partners and other stakeholders. This Mining Needs You virtual career fair itself is an extension of the campaign, and it's held in collaboration with PDAC and CIM. Moving forward, we're looking to enhance the information available on Mining Needs You website in various ways, including featuring some of the excellent career-related information exhibitors at this career fair have made available here for you to discover. And as mentioned, we're working to update the career profiles, create the self-assessment quiz, help determine youth where they best fit within the industry. We're looking at, and we are working with several high school boards, post-secondary institutions, and organizations to get campaign materials in front of and in the hands of students. With in-person events potentially starting back up, we're going to be attending industry events to continue to distribute materials and conduct further outreach. Essentially, Our aim is to make the Mining Needs You website a national hub of mining career material containing information from various sources and also linking to external sources for youth to learn more about the industry, to get the information they need to launch or to make the next step in their careers. And to help youth gain work experience to better position them to secure employment, MiHR has a couple of work placement programs that I'll pass it back over to Leslie to talk about. And here's your slide. There you go.
Thanks, Will. So to help youth to expand their knowledge, any existing knowledge that they have of the mining sector, a number of work integrated learning program for Canada's mining sector was designed and has been running for 4 years. We're in the last year of a 4-year program. This work integrated learning program has seen over 1,200 placements within the sector. Those placements can be shorter term and some are a little bit longer term with employers. Some employers telling us that they find 8 months is a good window of time for a placement to take place and for them to understand about, help them understand whether or not a student or youth will be successful and how to help youth to be successful in their placements, but also, you know, how to support them to enhance their learning and understanding of the sector. Those placements involve up to $7,500 in wage subsidies through to the end of the program at this time. And the placements take a range of shapes, if you will, involving co-ops, internships, field placements, applied projects, capstone projects, and case competitions. They do, owing to the current situation and status of the pandemic, remote placements are available and are supported. And we this year are looking to round out with 600 students being placed in the mining sector. I'm just going to get Will to flip over to the next slide where we can see the different fields of study that students have come from as they've participated in the Gearing Up program. I think what's significant about this is the range of areas of study indicating that, you know, there are lots of opportunities for youth in the sector, but also lots of opportunities to come from different places and find a place in the mining workplace. So we're really excited to be able to share this information with you today. Over to the next slide. Green Jobs is another one of our programs, and these placements support youth who are moving into the employment market, if you will. So this is for young people who have finished secondary school or post-secondary school at whatever level they've finished or whatever place they've finished, but they're moving into the labor market from their education and training background. And these placements focus on clean technology and innovation while providing environmental benefit to Canada. And the placements offer a little bit of a different compensation schedule, recognizing that transition to the labor market with up to $25,000 in support for job-ready youth and up to $32,000 for youth furthest from employment. And they're identified there with an effort to help support with diversity in the mining workplace. I think that's it for that piece. Well, on to the next. I think that brings us to the end of our presentation. We thank you for the time that you've shared with us today. We hope that some of the information, we hope that all of the information we've shared has been helpful for you, and we welcome any questions that you may have. If you'd like to reach out to us at a future point. You have our emails there, and you have our contact information at MiHR and ways to get more information about MiHR through the web.
And if anybody thinks of any questions or has any comments or anything after the fact, you can also get in touch with info@mihr.ca for the whole team to be able to take a look, and we'll be getting back to you. So with that, I was just looking to see if there are any questions, and I see there's a couple here. And so I'll take the first one because it's fitting. It says, if you're soon announcing the first scholarship winners, when will the next scholarships be awarded? So we just launched it this year, as mentioned. So the timeline between launching and then awarding the scholarships was a little bit tighter than it'll be in future years. But for every future year, you're to put in your application by September 30th of each year. What's required to apply is outlined on our website, including an application form, detailed resume, reference requirements, and a short, why I chose mining video. So take a look at MiHR.ca. It's under career development, the scholarships, all the information is there, and yeah, more than welcome to have you apply. I'll take a look for another question. This one will be more geared towards Leslie, speaking to the National Mining Career Awareness Strategy. Since we discussed about a few of the initiatives that we're undertaking, what else are we doing to support the implementation of the strategy?
Oh, that's a good question. So this year we've had the opportunity to support the development of a career ambassador program, which was identified in the strategy. And what we're looking to do and working on right now is a bit of research so that we can understand ways in which we can ensure the effectiveness of a career ambassador program and maybe make it a little bit less traditional and more modeled in a way that suits the multiple ways that people are interacting and interfacing and connecting these days using a variety of technology, and also supporting more distant connections and more in-person individual group connections and ambassador presentations, if you will.
Excellent. And here's another question that I think is suited to Leslie. Where can the students find the work integrated learning placements?
That is a great question for students. So we tend to work with employers and help them to administer the program. But the way that we're finding students are connecting with the program is they're often connecting directly with a faculty member at one of their institutions, whether it's college or university, or they're going to their co-op placement office and saying, I want to know more about these opportunities. And that's being facilitated through those co-op and student placement offices and centers.
Great, thank you. I see there's just one more question here talking about how to get a job offer while I am outside of Canada. So that one could be a little bit more difficult to answer just via a webinar and through this chat. So for that individual, I recommend send us an email, either myself, WMEYR@MiHR.ca, or simply info@MiHR.ca, so we can get a better sense of your specific situation and if there's a way that we could help you in terms of looking for any kind of job opportunities when you're outside of the country. And with that, there are no more questions. So I think we're going to end it right there. If you have any more questions, I've said it a few times, info@MiHR.ca, feel free to reach out to us. I'm just going to double check here to see if there's anything. Okay, there is one more question. I believe it is for the Work Integrated Learning, the Gearing Up program. Is the program just for students in Canada? No, or can new immigrants also apply?
there are some qualifications or requirements in terms of eligibility for the program, both eligibility for companies to participate and eligibility for students to participate. So youth who are eligible to work in Canada are eligible to have placements, with the exception of, I would say, international students. Our understanding is the federal government has placed some requirement that international students are not eligible to participate in the program at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, and they're on the MiHR.ca website for the program Gearing Up. There is an FAQ on the site, as well as more information about the program. And again, if once you've read that, you need any more information, you can reach out to Leslie, or again, the info at MiHR.ca. So with that, I see there are no other questions. So I think we'll pause it or stop it there. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you for participating in the virtual career fair. We really appreciate it. We hope you go and visit some more of the booths at the exhibit hall after this event, and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.